Welcome everybody to this meeting of the Cabinet at Bracknell Forest Council. Can I remind everyone that the meeting is being live streamed to YouTube. Item 1, apologies. Are there any apologies, please, or members joining remotely? Are there any members joining?
I've received apologies from Councillor Gilby, and I can see that Councillor Jeffries is online. Councillor Jeffries, can you confirm you can hear us?
I can indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 2, declarations of interest. Ask if are there any declarations of interest from anyone? None to be declared. Thank you. Item 3, the minutes. Can I ask if there are any matters arising or points of accuracy in the minutes of the last meeting? None? Then I propose that the minutes are adopted as a correct record. Can I ask for a seconder, please?
I'm happy to second.
Thank you. Councillor Purnell, can I ask for a show of hands to endorse these? Thank you. Item 4, urgent items of business. Are there any urgent items of business?
No, non-notified, Chair.
Thank you. Then we come to the Cabinet decision items and the item 5, the Household Support Fund 7. Can I ask the Cabinet member to present this, please? Councillor Purnell.
Thank you, Leader. I'm pleased to bring forward to Cabinet today our recommendations for the 7th phase of the Household Support Fund. Since its inception in 2021, this fund has played a vital role in assisting our most vulnerable residents. Once again, the Department for Work and Pensions has extended the opportunity to continue this support, and we are proposing a thoughtfully planned allocation of the latest funding. In the previous phase, we provided food support during school holidays to over 2,700 families. Additionally, 20 households received tailored debt advice and assistance, enabling them to become debt-free and build long-term financial resilience. More than £70,000 was distributed to households struggling with everyday essentials, while a further £50,000 was channelled through our valued voluntary community and faith partners, ensuring broad reach across Bracknell Forest. The proposals for this new phase aim to enhance and expand upon these impactful strategies, reinforcing financial stability for those most in need. This policy continues to address the growing financial pressures facing low-income households, with a particular focus on essential costs such as food and energy. Our recommendations, shaped by the success of previous phases, include continued support for children eligible for free school meals, expanded local welfare assistance, and targeted aid for pensioners, care leavers and residents with disabilities, among other key initiatives.
Thank you. Can I ask the Director, please, to Gráinne Siggins, to include any technical information that's not been included already? Thank you.
Just thank you, Leader. Just in terms of headlines, so this is the next iteration of the Household Support Fund, and it does build on the experience and knowledge that has been gained from delivering this support fund to our residents previously. So Sharon Warner, who's our Head of Welfare, is on the call today, as she's been involved and worked with yourselves for quite some time now on the development of the initiative, as I say, building on previous iterations. So the report does include information on the content and the focus and the areas of the individuals who are going to benefit. And I note that there is a reduction in the fund this year, which Sharon might just want to add a little bit about, and how the funding has been prioritised in light of that reduction.
Thank you. Sharon, would you like to add to that, please, and explain
Yes.
what's happened?
Thank you so much. Yes, so the Household Support Fund Phase 7 is for 12 months, and the funding allocation has been reduced by 12% from previous rounds of funding. So the proposals are taking into account the reduction, and specifically we've built in a review of the support for free school meal eligible households, which will be completed over the summer, late summer, with a view to looking at what the offer will be from September. that is quite different to previous rounds where we've been in a fortunate position to confirm funding for the duration of the 12 months. But we do need to be realistic that this is a lower grant allocation. Everything else in terms of our delivery will remain fairly unchanged, but that review is scheduled for the late summer.
Thank you. Can I ask if any members have got any questions? Councillor Bidwell?
Thank you, Leader. I hear what you say about having to review in September. Will that be further exacerbated by the outcome of the government spending review, which is going to be published in June?
I wouldn't believe this would be impacted as the allocation has been confirmed for the duration. The reason for the review is the eligibility criteria for free school meal eligibility is in flux. It's recently changed as a result of the EVER6 funding formula, but I don't believe the spending review will impact on our allocation, which has been confirmed. We've been asked to deliver a plan for the duration of the 12 months on the basis of the funding confirmed.
Thank you.
Can I ask, please, when the residents apply, do we keep a record on whether they're different residents each year? Because this is the this is year 7th one, or is it a do we just add whoever is the most vulnerable? Or do we keep a record?
Thank you, Leader. We do keep a record of every application and the reason for application, whether that be help with gas or energy or free school meals. What we have seen is a repeated cohort, but I think that builds into what we're trying to do about building resilience. The fact that people are coming forward in need, we take as a positive. We'll continue to work with them, so hopefully we can eliminate the need for repeated applications. Unfortunately, there's never a guarantee that the Household Support Fund next phase will be confirmed. So our driver is to build resilience in our communities using our valued stakeholders, internal and external partners.
Thank you. I totally agree with this. I think it's a superb scheme. Can I just ask though, when the people come forward for their financial sort of training to help them deal with debt, are we finding that that gives long-term outcomes and we find that actually they manage it very well and they go away and don't need to come again?
Thank you. That's a tremendous question. Yes, what we have found is a really successful outcome for the small number that we help through our debt support project. In a number of cases, they are debt-free after 12 months having worked with us. So we've been doing this now for a little over 18 months. And we've seen a number, not all of our residents are able to manage to stay out of debt long term, but we're giving them skills to mitigate that and to be aware of the triggers. What we've also seen is a large improvement in mental health as a result for those who are experiencing problem and persistent debt. We were measuring that as a piece of work that we did, and we saw in every single case an improvement in people's mental health or a reduction in anxiety as it related to debt and money management.
Thank you. And my last question is, this is such a vital help for our most vulnerable people, and it's great that they come forward and they're learning where we are and they're learning where you are, so they can come forward for your expertise. But how can we advertise this, or how do we advertise it so that it can go to everybody across the borough and they can all feel that are they needing this help, or how can they contact you? How do we advertise?
Thank you. So we do have a comms strategy, which we're working on ongoing. So we'll be doing things like posters in doctors' surgeries and libraries, which will include a QR code for those who are able to scan it, or phone number for people who aren't able to. And we're going to be doing leaflets, and we're going to do proactive contact as well for groups most at risk. So we've got some software which will help us identify particular cohorts that we want to target, such as those of pension age who we believe are in the least energy efficient properties, and we'll be directly targeting those households to make them aware of the scheme. We're also working and proposing to work with our voluntary community and faith sector partners, and they do a tremendous job of sharing the word for us as well. So we give grants to them, but they signpost people to our door. And we're working with every council department to make them aware of what this funding is, so that we can really drive forward that message. We have a tremendous cost of living webpage where people can go as a one-stop shop for things of financial hardship as well, because this isn't going to be the panacea for all ills. This is the start of a conversation, and there's a lot more help out there in various schemes, such as social tariffs for energy, reductions in broadband, and cheaper water for those who are on our lowest incomes and the most vulnerable.
Thank you. Councillor Jeffreys.
Thank you, Leader. This is just following on from the previous point on the referrals for mental health. Do we also track the data on where we refer these individuals? Like, for example, you could refer somebody to mental health, you could refer them to CAB, Citizens Advice Bureau, or we could refer them to the housing support team. Do we track as well the data where we refer individuals internally?
Thank you. That isn't data that we currently capture, but it is something that we could look to for this round of funding. What we do know is that signposting isn't always enough. We need to make sure that people follow up with referrals and things like that. So absolutely, we could start to capture that for Household Support Fund 7.
Excellent. Yeah, I do think it would be useful as well, because tracking those data points or those cases, I'm sure at this point may not be useful, but in a couple of years when we look back at it, we may be able to spot trends or whatever it may be, and be able to assist our residents a lot better. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more questions? No. Can I ask that this be moved then by Councillor Purnell?
Thank you, Leader. I'm happy to move.
Thank you. I would like to second it. Would Councillor Purnell like to speak to the motion, speak to the recommendation?
Thank you, Leader. I am thrilled to move these recommendations. I'd like to point out that not only are we helping residents in times of hardship and crisis, but you're also offering a light in what can be a very dark tunnel by giving debt assistance and advice. The act of receiving advice can lift a weight off shoulders, and so it is important not only to finances but health and well-being too, for individuals and for families. It's also important to emphasise how we are utilising and facilitating the links we have in our communities. The voluntary sector and faith groups are in the best position to ensure that we reach absolutely everybody who's in need of a helping hand. These recommendations, if approved this evening, fits very nicely into our council plan for engaged and healthy communities. Having a cohesive community, active and healthy residents, both mentally and physically, require their focus to be on living and enjoying life, not worrying about where money will come from to put food on the table. Children who are well fed will do better in school, so they have quality education and opportunity to fulfil the potential. This will also have a knock-on effect on our priority of having a thriving and connected economy. If people are not swimming in debt, they have funds to spend at local businesses. Children will grow and obtain the skills so desperately needed in local industries. So in summary, these recommendations are not just about feeding people, keeping them warm or helping with debts. They are a gateway to a better life. I hereby move these recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you. In seconding it, I would just like to say that when you look at the number of people that are affected by this and that are possible to be awarded this support, this extra money, but not only that, to actually be given signposting to get other support from other organisations, it really is very commendable, and it really is for the most vulnerable people in our community. It's also good that we give up to £15,000 for voluntary community and faith sectors, because this is another way of making sure that people who wouldn't come to the council but are known by others are also helped in applying for this scheme. I'm particularly proud of the support we give care leavers, who is for utility and for transport and travel, and I think that we must advertise that more to make sure that our care leavers, when they're going to college or when they're going for job applications, they know that this is available to help them. So I am also very proud to second this. I think I'd like to thank Sharon and all her team for making sure the recommendations go as far as they possibly can. And with 12% reduction, but we do have it over a year this time rather than just 6 months. And that gives us the opportunity to give more careful planning over the entire year. So thank you for everybody that's got involved with this, and I would like to second it. Would anyone else like to speak? Councillor Bidwell?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely vital that we have a mechanism for providing support for those that need, because we need to look longer term. And for the support that's given, then the economy, clearly, what I would be looking for, is going to grow. People who are supported back to work, supported to clear debt, will help the economy. So I strongly support this. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Thank you.
Councillor Bailey?
Yes, thank you. I have to say I feel quite proud sitting here listening to what you've just said, because I'm confident that what you're doing with your team is going to hit the right people at the right time, and the results are going to be quite dramatic, I think. So for me, it's more of a compliment. Thank you very much for what you're doing.
Councillor Wright?
Yeah, thank you. It's fantastic to see the 7th phase of this household support fund. But I'm also aware that actually coming to council every year or every 6 months is extra work for everybody. And I know that the Local Government Association are pushing to have finance settlements more than 3 yearly rather than annually. And it would be great if they could add the household support fund to this, so that we don't have to rethink it every year or so. So yeah, fantastic, great thing to see, and let's hope it continues. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak? Can I ask for all those in favour then, please raise their hand.
That's unanimous, so it's carried.
Thank you. Can I move now on to item 6, I beg your pardon, the SEND Priority Action Plan, and ask Councillor Roy Bailey to present the report.
Yes, thank you, Leader. In Bracknell Forest, we are committed to ensuring that every child and young person with SEND receives the support they need to thrive. Whilst the headline from the recent Ofsted and CQC local area SEND inspection was on widespread and systemic failures, the report also highlighted the progress we have made. This SEND Priority Action Plan represents our renewed commitment to addressing these challenges and improving the experiences and outcomes for children and young people with SEND and their families. Our collaborative efforts with the NHS Frinley ICB and other local partners have been instrumental in developing this comprehensive action plan. It outlines the urgent steps we will take to address these areas in need of priority action identified in the inspection, including improving the quality of education, health and care plans, EHCPs, enhancing our governance structures and ensuring a more effective partnership across the local area. Importantly, it addresses the steps we will take to listen and engage with the parent voice. We recognise the importance of co-producing this plan with children, young people, their families, parent carer forum reps and key stakeholders. Their lived experiences and insights are invaluable in shaping our approach and ensuring that our actions are meaningful and impactful. Despite the tight timelines and challenges we faced, particularly during the Easter holiday period, we've worked diligently to gather feedback and incorporate it into our high-level strategic priorities. The voice of parents, carers and their families will be pivotal on this improvement journey. The establishment of the SEND Improvement Insurance Board and its supporting subgroups will provide robust oversight and accountability as we progress with our plans. We're also committed to ongoing engagement and collaboration with our partners, ensuring that we maintain a clear focus on delivering a sustainable and effective change. This action plan is not just a response to the inspection findings, it is a testament to our unwavering dedication to the children and young people of Bracknell Forest. With the support of the Council and our local area partners, we are confident that we can achieve the necessary improvements and create a more inclusive and supportive environment for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I please ask the Executive Director, Grania Siggins, to add any technical points?
Yes, thank you, and thank you, Leader. And just to announce that Ali Woodywis one of the senior officers responsible for SEND within Frimley NHS ICB is also on the call and might want to add some additional detail. So as Councillor Bailey has indicated, following the SEND inspection, we are required to actually develop a priority action plan to address the areas of weakness identified within the inspection. And again, as indicated, I think we did recognise we're on an improvement journey from the last inspection. Indeed, we had 32 areas of weakness identified previously. We were being monitored for 9. We'd only been signed off for 3 of those areas, recognising the mammoth task to rebuild the SEND system and all of the ensure that systems were safe and effective. What we weren't able to do is move quickly enough so that the footprint of those improvements was actually evident on the lives of children, young people and our families, for which we are sincerely sorry. The report does outline the areas of weakness that we're monitoring, and attached to the report is the priority areas for priority action through the priority action plan. So those 3 areas is indicated and attached. In terms of the report, it outlines the process for submission of those to Department for Education. We need to submit them on Friday. So both myself, in consultation with Councillor Bailey, will be signing them off from the local authority perspective. But just to say, there has been widespread engagement and with a range of individuals in terms of parent carers, because there was a fixed period of time to develop this. We've engaged with members of the Parent Carer Forum who've been actively involved in every single meeting with local authority and health officers in developing every action within the priority action plan, which is a response to the 3 areas of weakness that we need to formally monitor. We're also required to address the additional 7 areas for improvement, and we will do that through the updating of our SEND strategy and strategic plan. We do recognise the need for significant improvement and pace, and we've developed an approach in line with the requirements that we had to follow, but ultimately to provide greater scrutiny, challenge, and senior level input through a range of both services, both across the council and within our health colleagues, to ensure that we have a broader group of professionals working on some of the more difficult areas that we need to work on. So we're really pleased and thankful of people contributing to that. We will have 2 independent chairs of the various different groups, so one for the SEND Improvement Advisory Board and sector-led improvement support for the development of our more detailed plan for improving education, health and care plans, because that is critical that we get that right for children, young people and their families. So the attached and for formal approval today is high-level information about the initial funding requests that we're making to ensure that we can establish the infrastructure we need and move forward at pace in a number of the areas that we've identified. More specifically, the lion's share of the funding is to improve education, health and care plans, as you can see from the table. So I'll pause there and invite Ali Woodywis in case there's anything Ali wants to add.
Thank you, Grania. And just for Cabinet information, as Grania has outlined, myself and the wider team and my director, Tracy Faraday-Drake, have been working very, very closely with local authority colleagues to develop the plan and work with our DFE and our NHS England advisor in the development of that plan. And you'll see from the recommendations that we are also preparing our own business case to take through our own governance process to support the development that Grania has outlined, and I know that members have been briefed about. So nothing else to add, Grania.
Thank you. So nothing else for me to add, Chair.
Thank you both. Thank you, Ali, for coming and for putting that as well. Can I ask then, Councillor Bailey, would you please move these recommendations?
Thank you, Leader. I move recommendations 3.1 and 3.2.
I will second those. Can you please speak to its recommendation?
Yes, thank you, Leader. Political oversight is the area that I'm most focused on. In addition to the new strategic and operational governance arrangements, a new group will be established to provide political oversight of the SEND improvement programme. A cross-party Cabinet member advisory panel for SEND will support the Cabinet member, that's me, for children and young people in discharging their responsibilities relating to the SEND improvement journey and the implementation of the priority action plan. The panel will offer strategic advice and input into the formal reporting processes, including submissions to the DFE, NHS England and the SEND Strategic Improvement and Advisory Board. This will ensure strong political accountability and alignment with statutory oversight requirements. The panel will also play a key role in advising on the development and co-production of the next iteration of the SEND strategy, which will cover the period from 2026 onwards. SEND is not and must never be a political football. The whole Council needs to be committed to and engaged with our plan for improvement, and they are. Moreover, there will now be bi-monthly political oversight meetings between myself and Tracy Faraday-Drake, Director for Children, Mental Health and Learning Disabilities, who is the lead member from the Friendly Integrated Care Board. This is a new development and will help to ensure, from a political oversight point of view, that the NHS component of our local partnership remains focused and effective. It is important for me as lead member to be as aware as possible of best practice across the country. During the last 2 months, I've been liaising very closely with my opposite number in Rotherham, and they've been on a similar improvement journey. That ongoing dialogue has been invaluable, and I've shared all their best practice with our team. Finally, I'm in the process of setting up a series of outreach meetings with parents and carers, involving myself and Councillor Jodie Watts. The aim will be to get a much better understanding of their communication needs, so that their voices are neither ignored nor lost. Gronya Siggins, Executive Director, has offered her full support. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you. To second this, I would just like us to remind us all that these recommendations are made to ensure that the local area, and it is a partnership, collectively addresses the area for priority action identified in this inspection. It's all to improve the experiences and outcomes of children and young people with SEND and their families, and we have a long way to go. We note the current content of the SEND Priority Action Plan, which is very detailed, and my particular support of this is the fact that we've now introduced 2 independent chairs to make it really a robust scrutiny of what is happening. We need to go at we need this significant improvement to be at pace. The parents are expecting us to be there with them, to support them, and their involvement is absolutely vital. I'll second this recommendation. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Councillor Bidwell?
Thank you, Leader. Yes, I'm glad to hear about the outreach for communication, because I'm sure I'm not alone among members of having experience of residents contacting us, and the thing that they need more than anything else is a constant update about what's happening. They understand, I think, the complexity of what we're trying to do, but if we don't give them a timeline or a target timeline, then they tend to lose faith. So I'm absolutely delighted that we are going out to the community once again and talking directly to the residents.
Anyone else like to speak? Councillor Wright?
Thank you, Leader, and thank you everyone involved in this. It's been an amazing turnaround and really good to see a strategy in place. I'm just want to say it's good to see the improved partnership with the NHS and improved governance, and as Cabinet Member for Health, I'm looking forward to being involved as much as I can. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Councillor Bailey, would you like to wind up, please?
I don't think I'm taken really seriously, and I've seen the determination and focus being deployed by everyone involved. Thank you.
Can I ask for a vote then, please, on recommendations 3.1 and 3.2? All those in favour?
That's unanimous, so it's been carried.
Thank you. That is now the end of the agenda. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Many thanks.